Good morning. Good morning, Salt Lake City. So how many of you are familiar with the 1989 movie Field of Dreams? Kevin Costner is the star of the movie alongside James Earl Jones and Amy Madigan. He is a corn farmer in Iowa, and he is out in the fields when he starts to hear this voice that says, thank you. The it is the baseball field, and the he is his father. Now picture me as Kevin Costner, and instead of hearing,
if you build it, he will come.
I hear,
if you build it, she will come. If you build it, we will come.
Well, indeed you came. Thank you so much for showing up for the inaugural summit. And I think Kara asked, how many of you were dancing your feet off last night? I think we should start every event like that. In fact, people ask me all the time, why do we start a party with a dance party? And we try to always do it at the SheMoney Summit, but it's also because we can, and of course, because it's fun. And if you know me, Jacki Zehner, you know that dance party and Jacki go together like peanut butter and jam. So always expect a dance party here at the summit. And there'll be many opportunities to get up and move during the course of this summit. As Kara said, indeed, I am the founder of SheMoney, and let me tell you that this event has been a very long time in the making. And by a long time, I mean Maddie and I have been working on it for about 18 months, and for me personally, this is an event that has been decades in the making. As background, I have been designing and curating events around women and money for over 20 years. It started at Goldman Sachs with both internal events and for our partner population, and one for our top women clients. When I left Goldman, I hosted many salons and events in my home with money experts over the years, with people like Jolene Godfrey, who I first met in 2005 and is here as a speaker today. When at Women Moving Millions, we went all out for I was involved with 8 of our annual summits, which were landmark gatherings designed for philanthropists and change agents to help catalyze unprecedented funding towards the advancement of women and girls. So today, for me, is about harvesting the best content and ideas from all those experiences, adding in a bunch of new stuff, and aligning it with a mission to support Women Plus on their journey to financial agency and wellness. And here is something that I think has been true over all those years. It was always those speakers, those moments that were raw, vulnerable, challenging, uncomfortable, that had the most impact. If you're only here to hear what you already know, what is the point? So we are indeed serious when we say that the SheMoney Summit is aspiring to be so much more than an event, but rather to spark a cultural movement right here in Utah when it comes to women and money. Thank you. I love whoop whoops. I'm a whoop whoop girl, so thank you. Talking about money, sharing about money requires vulnerability, requires courage, and requires bravery. So please know right up front, with this event curation today, we are being brave, and we invite you to be brave as well, which is why, of course, I chose the walk-on song that I did by Sarah Bareilles. So if you don't know it, it is indeed called Brave, and I encourage you to download it. So because this day is such a big deal for me, so many friends of mine from out of state have flown all the way to Utah to support me and experience this inaugural summit. So if you came from outside the state of Utah to be here, can you please wave your hands in the air, and may the rest of us give them a big Utah welcome. So I can sort of see you. Hands up if this is your very first SheMoney event. Wow, thank you so much for trusting us and for showing up. And hands up if you've attended many SheMoney events and you love them and you show up and you think they're the greatest. Good, okay, a nice balance. Last night, in addition to our custom poem by Winter Storm, a performance by the Millennium Dancers, and a full-out dance party, Kara, my incredible co-host, and I introduced ourselves and shared a little about our money stories by means of conversation starters. Then we invited each of you to start talking about money with each other. For us at SheMoney, money stories are an invitation to explore our financial beliefs, our experiences, attitudes, behaviors, and knowledge. And you can find both those conversation starters and how to create your own money story in our handy-dandy app, which I know you've all downloaded by now, under my speaker profile. So normalizing thinking about money, talking about money, sharing about money is a pathway to getting better with money. My own intentional and formal journey thinking, learning, talking, and sharing about money started in college as a finance major in the mid-1980s. You're supposed to go, you don't look almost 60, Jacki. You can say that anytime you want to say that, you can say that to me. And over 40 years later, when it comes to money, I am still exploring, learning, and growing. One of my favorite financial influencers is Haley Sachs, aka Mrs. Dow Jones. And her educational platform is called Finance is Cool. And I could not agree more. Finance is cool. And making it even more cool, more accessible to more women plus is a big goal of ours at SheMoney. And it is so awesome to see women plus of all ages here today. And of course, we welcome and celebrate men, non-binary, and gender-fluid individuals who are joining us today as well. Welcome to everybody. So another question I'm curious about, how many of you in the audience either work currently at or have worked in the financial services sector? I love that, so many, because another goal of ours is to encourage more women plus to enter the sector. Our mission at SheMoney is big, a bold one, as said, to support women plus on their journey to financial agency and wellness and freedom. And the why behind it is that over the years, I have come to see what a truly important role money plays in our lives, our individual lives, and improving the lives of others, and in positively shaping the world around us. It felt right for me to try to create the thing that so many women were telling me they wanted, a place to more fully learn about money. So hands up and whoop whoop if you are excited to be here to talk about, learn about, engage around the topic of money. How many of you feel that both having enough money and being prepared enough to manage it matters? Damn right it matters. That's why we called it Money Matters. As indeed it does. Money is not optional. Money is essential. We all need it to survive and to thrive. The better we get with our money, the better we can take care of ourselves and our loved ones. And I know we can agree on that. And yet when it comes to financial matters, who do you turn to? Where do you go to get what you need, what to learn, and to get support when you need it? Family members, friends, your financial advisors, books, we have a lot of them out there, podcasts, websites, social media, chatbots, maybe all of the above and maybe none of the above. And what I am quite sure is that we could all use, every single one of us, greater levels of sound advice, more personalized solutions, the opportunity for social learning, and access to a community of people who care and are also interested in advancing their financial well-being. So when it comes to money, here's the thing. None of us, not one of us, have it all figured out. That is why I am here today, and I hope that is why you are here today. It is why I founded SheMoney and the SheMoney Summit. We exist to support you on your journey to financial agency, wellness, and freedom. So why is our focus women, women plus, and not just people? To pull a quote from one of my favorite researchers, Dr. Brene Brown, who we tried so hard to come speak, I begged. I literally called everyone I know and begged, so we got up maybe next year. So if this is a huge success, maybe Brene Brown is on this stage next year, just saying. But I only found one podcast, which was with Jean Chatzky and Her Money, which I've listened to probably 40 times, where she specifically makes the connection between emotion and money. and women in money. And she says, the thing about women in money is that most of us have been socialized to think that money is not our strong suit. In the past 25 years, I've collected, read, shared hundreds of reports that have a gender lens, which when added to my own lived experience, validate the need to approach financial education and engagement differently with women. To be a little less focused on information, or to use another term that I despise, financial literacy, and be more focused on the other stuff, the stuff that we will explore in our money talks and workshops that get in the way of us having greater levels of financial agency, getting access to capital, and applying that knowledge to make sound financial decisions. If getting good with money was only about having access to good information, more people would be good with money. The word journey is also an important one in our mission statement. No one's journey with money is the same, and when it comes to money, there is no arrived or I am done. In fact, our predisposition with money predates our birth and can be passed on to future generations. In addition, according to the Financial Health Pulse report, 66% of Americans are considered financially unhealthy, which includes those who experience significant financial stress. The science behind the social determinants of health highlights the complex interplay between social, economic, and environmental factors and their profound impact on health outcomes. By understanding and addressing these determinants, public health initiatives can better target the root causes of health disparities and promote overall financial well-being. Financial wellness matters. Money matters. That is why we are here. Our hope today is to normalize and advance the idea that seeking, using, and managing our financial resources is a daily activity and a daily practice. At SheMoney, we talk about the 7 money moves, those being earn, spend, invest, save, borrow, give, and protect. There it is. Money is, thank you. I can click, I can dance too at the same time. Money is the one word we use as an umbrella for all of this and more. Within each move are lots of things to unpack, to know, to learn, to do, which is why the topic of money can be so overwhelming. So here is the invitation, and this is another Dr. Brené Brown thing. Be very, very mindful of the stories you are telling yourself when it comes to money, especially if those stories include words like, I should know more, I don't have enough, I am bad with money. In other words, shame. The enemy of shame is community. When it comes to getting better with money, you are not alone. I invite you today and all days to get money curious. Let today be the day when if you already think finance is cool and are already great with money, you get even better. If you feel like you are struggling, then hit a reset button today and recommit. While there is no one way in one day to make you suddenly know everything you need to know and want to know about money and finances, what we can do in one day is to try to move you to a place of seeing how important it is at an individual level and at a societal level. Today is about your individual journey. How do you advance your own financial agency, knowledge, and wellness? And it's also bigger than that. We hope because of our unique format of TED-inspired money talks, which are designed to be more meta, combined with more practical money workshops, artist-driven content, and experiences including film, dance, music, and monologues, and even our green-themed pop-up store. You can come to see that money messages and affirmations are everywhere. We make financial decisions constantly, and the more we pay attention and set intention, the more financially healthy and well we can be. This is the SheMoney way, our innovation and contribution, and you can tell us at the end of the day if we're successful. So today, as mentioned, is about your individual journey. How do you advance your own financial agency, knowledge, and wellness? But it's also bigger than that. Today is about acknowledging and celebrating that when it comes to women and money, there's an emerging story being labeled the feminization of wealth, which refers to the increasing accumulation and control of financial resources and assets by women. This can be attributed to a number of factors, including increased workforce participation, higher levels of education and career advancement, increasing levels of entrepreneurship, inheritance and wealth transfer, and financial engagement and education. More and more so, women are engaging. Taken together, this signifies a shift in the traditional economic landscape where men have historically held much more financial power. It is really yet to be determined how these changes in financial engagement and power will affect economic policies, market dynamics, and social structures. That said, as of about 1 month ago, one of the richest women in the world, Melinda French Gates, laid out a very clear agenda for her multiple billions of wealth. In her words, decades of research on economics, well-being, and governance make it clear that investing in women and girls will benefit everyone. I could not agree more. And as a financial summit designed primarily by women for women, while it is exciting to shed light on these positive trends, it's also our clear responsibility to acknowledge that when it comes to money and finance, there is so much evidence to point to continued gender bias and gaps in many areas, including access to capital, wages, especially for mothers, representation in leadership positions, the quality of healthcare and its cost, and retirement savings, just to name a few. And these gaps and biases are greater for women of color. No country in the world has achieved full gender parity when it comes to economic participation and opportunity. Iceland, a great place to go on vacation, is the highest in the world at 90%, and the USA ranks 43rd. And while gender parity as a measurement tool, as a goal, may be both unrealistic and to some off-putting, I hope we can all agree that we have a long way to go in terms of eliminating so many forms of gender-based and racial-based bias and discrimination. And how are things going in Utah? I think most of you know. Let's just take a minute with that, shall we? According to the 2023 Wallet Hub Best and Worst States of Equality, which measures gaps across 17 areas, in aggregate, Utah ranks as the dead last state, which is why we're having a SheMoney Summit in Utah. And while I know that ranking does not tell the full story of women's experience here in Utah, it does tell a story. A story. They said don't say say a, like not like a as in, I keep doing that. I think it's Canadian. I've tested other fellow Canadians about that. This is important, so I'm backing up and rereading this. And while I know that ranking does not tell the full story of women's experience here in Utah, it does tell a story. Oh, I did it again. They even said, right, like A, like Canadian. I didn't do that. A story I am trying to change. We can embrace the facts because they are indeed facts. We cannot be fact deniers and claim a more positive narrative that is anchored by a collective proclamation of a commitment by all of us to work to make Utah, and heck, why not just the whole country, the best place for women to work, live, and thrive. What do you think, Utahns? And here's what I know for sure. It will not happen without money. It will not happen without women and other underserved people at an individual level doing better financially, and it will not happen without policies and practices that ensure money flows not only without bias, but with specific intention to improve the lives of those most left out and left behind. When it comes to money, there is a me, there is a we, and there is most certainly a she. Welcome once again to this inaugural SheMoney Summit.